Hello, everyone. My name is Katie Stenman, and I was assigned to do a guidance school counseling lesson for 8th graders. I chose to do my lesson on time management. I used different resources to create this lesson, like Naviance, which is a system that we have used at my practicum placement, and we've taught time management lessons from that. It's an online system that sort of leads counselors and students through different trainings. So I used some of the activities we did there, as well as just some of my own personal experience work in the workforce, ways that we talked about time management, as well as just generally what I found in my research as really helpful tools for time management. So this would be lesson 2 of 2 time management lessons. Prior to this, the lesson would have consisted of a pre-assessment of what they currently do to manage their time and their levels of stress and anxiety when it comes to that, when it comes to like managing all of the different responsibilities that they have in their life, as well as their attitude of, does a time management system help? Is it actually important? And so we would do that. And during that lesson, they also would have created a pie chart, sort of dividing up how they currently spend their time during the day. So before I get started, I'm just let you know, like, I'm going to be using a PowerPoint as well as a couple handouts like this. And but just, the general idea is that like what you see on the screen, I will be in a little box up at the top right. What you see on the screen is what the students would be seeing on the screen, as well as they will have all of these files on a Google Classroom. So they will have computers in front of them that they will be able to work on these different activities, or where they will create their personal time management plan on at the end. The objective of this lesson is for them to continue to understand the importance of time management. They're able to prioritize their tasks by importance and urgency, which we will talk about, as well as they will create and then be able to adjust their personal time management system. That is kind of the activity that they will be doing at the end. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. There's also a video at the beginning. Oh, sorry. There's a video that I'll be showing. It would be a 2.5-minute video, but for the reason of time, I'm going to only show about 30 seconds to a minute of it. So we're gonna do that. Hello, everyone. My name is Miss Stenman. In case you don't remember, I am your school counselor here at Blank Middle School. I'm really excited to be back with you guys. Remember last time we started talking about time management? We're going to keep talking about that today. In fact, you're going to create your own personal time management system. So I want to start off though by showing you this video. I want you to pay attention to what the narrator in the video is saying. He's talking a lot about essentially why our time is so important and valuable. I want you to go ahead and watch this. I'm going to pause that there, but they would watch another 1.5 minutes of that as he continues to talk about the importance of our time and how we use it. Okay, so back to the students. So when it comes to managing our time, there are a few key terms that I want you guys to know before we keep talking, things that you're going to need to know for today. First, responsibility. What do you guys think a responsibility is? Can you guys give me a definition of what that would be? Get their responses. Something you have to do, right? What about a priority? Responses. Yeah, priority is something that is important to you, okay? These are all both things that give us tasks, things that we have to do in our life. Our responsibilities and our priorities all come with tasks, things that we need to get done. What about urgent? What does urgent mean? Get their responses. Urgent is something that must be done as soon as possible, right? There is a deadline that is coming soon. Okay, so we've got to get that done, like tomorrow, within the next day or two. What about important? Get their responses. Important is something with high value and significance. Okay, so you guys know what important means. All right. Now I'm going to pass this out. This is practice of how we're going to begin to create our personal time management system. Okay, so we're starting up at the top. So that gets passed out to all the students. If you guys want to follow along filling that out, you guys will create one of your own later. That's just for you, but we're going to make one as a class today, sort of as an example. So while they're passing that out, I'm going to pull up. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, so I started filling it out here just to save time, but we would fill this entire thing out together as a class by getting their examples. So I would ask, so what are things in your life that are a responsibility to you? And that's what we're going to start filling in up top here. So school is a responsibility. Absolutely. Absolutely. What about chores? Chores is a responsibility. That's right. Work. What about what is a priority to you? Okay, so our personal care is a priority, right? And a responsibility. Maybe a sport or another activity that you have. We'll go with sport for today. We'll say baseball. How about that? We're gonna make it baseball. Okay. And so we get their examples. We come up with those together. Now, under each responsibility and priority that we have, they like I said before, it comes with tasks, things that we need to do, things that we need to get done. So under school, what are some different tasks we have? So we're going to pretend like I filled those out with the class, got their ideas. Okay, we'll pick up though and say chores. What are some chores that you are responsible for at home? Maybe, okay, cleaning your room. Great, great. How often do you need to clean your room? Every week. Okay, so we'll say 1 time a week. Do we want to schedule that now? But maybe we say on Saturday. Okay, let's do that. Saturday. We need to clean our room on Saturday. Okay, what about any other chores? Any other chores? No. Okay, what about work? You guys said okay, so mowing lawns. So you need to mow the Wilson's lawn. Okay. And that has to happen on when do you guys do that? Saturday. Okay, that also has to happen on Saturday. Okay. Looks good. Okay, so now we're going to come down to our urgent versus important quadrant. Okay, so we talked about the difference between urgent and important. Now, this quadrant, or matrix, as it's sometimes called, you can see there's 4 quadrants broken up into 4 different sections. And we're essentially going to take these tasks that we wrote up here, and you're going to place them into one of these quadrants down here. So let's start with our daily homework. We're going to do a couple together, and then I'm going to split you guys into groups, and you guys can finish the rest, okay? Daily homework, where do we think that falls? We can start with asking, is daily homework important or not important? It's important. Okay, so we know it's going to be in one of these 2. What about urgent? Is it urgent or not urgent? It is urgent, right? Most likely it is due tomorrow, okay? So that has a deadline. Daily homework. Due tomorrow. Okay, let's see. Let's do one more together, and then you're going to do the rest part. What about cleaning your room? Where is that going to fall? Is it important? Yes, it's important because why? Because you're get grounded if you don't do it, right? Okay, so we're going to say, but is it urgent? No, it's not urgent. You can do that this weekend. You just have to do it this week sometime, right? We said Saturday, but it can happen anytime. So we're gonna put clean room under in quadrant 2, okay? For it's important but not urgent. All right, I'm gonna have you guys go ahead, get with your neighbors and finish filling out this worksheet together, okay? We're gonna come together in just a minute. You guys have about 3 minutes to figure that out. So I'll give them a few minutes to work together as a group. And then I'm gonna regain their attention. Okay, guys, where did you guys put each of our tasks? Where did they end up? Okay, and so we would go through together and we would place each of these categories where they put them and debate, you know, the different, the valid arguments between them. Okay, let's go back to our PowerPoint. Oh, where are we? We're gonna be, my mouse is off a little bit. Okay. Okay, so once we have decided what is important, what is urgent of our tasks, then we can take those and we can apply them to whatever our personal time management system is. So essentially, we're going to write them down or input them into whatever system we use. When we're creating a system, it's important because this is going to help us actually use our time productively. It's not just that we're learning where our different tasks fall on the priority scale and the matrix and the urgent important matrix, but we're going to use our system to actually get the stuff done. Okay, so your system, these are some characteristics of the system. It's personal to you. So my system is probably going to be different than yours because we have different needs, different brains, different ways of functioning. That means that our systems need to be different because we have different needs. For instance, I really like to write stuff down. You know, I have tried using different apps, things like that, and they don't work as well for me as different resources. But having a weekly and monthly planner really helps me. So that's how I like to keep track of all my tasks. It's consistent, it's a routine, okay? So this is something that you are checking consistently every day. You're checking your planner or your app or whatever you're using, and it's routine, so you're routinely updating it, right? Okay, we're not just doing it today and forgetting about it, because it's not going to work for us unless we are consistently looking at it and consistently updating it. It's organized, okay? So you have a system. You have an idea of what goes where, and then it's visible. I think that it has to be something that we are going to be seeing on a regular basis. So my planner, I also have a big calendar, and my planner is always sitting on my desk, so I always see it and remind myself to look at it. Apps, you can set up, most of these apps we're going to talk about will give you reminders. You know, those push notifications will come up on your screen saying, hey, you have this due, like come check your system, okay? Those are my recommendations when you're creating your system of what really will help it be an effective time management system. So what are ways that you stay organized? Let's talk about you guys. I'd get some responses. What does your system look like? Do you prefer pen and paper or technology to stay organized? So the thing is, guys, it has taken me years to figure out what works for me. So your time management system, you're not necessarily going to figure it out right away. It might take some trial and error. Also, sometimes I get bored with my system and I want to try something new. It keeps staying organized and having a system really a little bit more exciting, okay? Because it helps me just keep with it. So trial and error will occur. You're not going to figure it all out. You're not going to figure all of it out right away. Okay, so here are some resources that you guys can use. These are things that I have found, and I have used all of these to help myself stay organized. So you can have a planner, like I just showed you guys. You can have a planner that really works for me, and a desk wall calendar. I use both. I use honestly multiple of all of these things. Desk wall calendar because it's visible. I see it every day, no matter what. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. And then Wunderlist and the rest are all technology based. Wunderlist, your phone calendar, Remember the Milk, Asana, those are all apps that you can get on your phone as well as your computer that kind of function as a planner. There are other things like using your timer on your phone to remind you to take breaks when you're working, or say, hey, I'm going to dedicate, I have a project coming up in a week. It's not urgent, but I want to get stuff done so it doesn't become urgent and I procrastinated. So I'm going to dedicate an hour of time to work on this, but I'm going to set a timer and it's just going to be an hour. I'm just going to work on it for an hour because I have other stuff. So those are all things you can do to manage your time. If you go onto your Google Classroom right now, you're going to find a document called your personal time management system. Go ahead and fill that out. It's this sheet that we just did, but you're going to do it for yourself. Do it for the next coming week. What do you have coming up in the next week or 2? You can even do 2 weeks, okay? And then you're going to place that on your urgent, non-urgent thing. I ask that you have at least 10 tasks up here, okay? At least 10 tasks. Fill it out down here, and then you're just going to write up a brief what you want to try for your personal time management system, what resource you want to use, and what you think is going to work best for you, okay? Now, remember, guys, as you work on this, if you leave this thinking you still have questions, you want to figure out a time management system, but you're having some trouble figuring out what works best for you, please schedule a time to come see me because I would love to help you figure out a system that works for you so that you can reduce your stress and you can go into high school and then college and your work life being really successful and reaching all of the goals that you guys want to do. All right, guys, so go ahead and pull up your time management system and we will get started from there. So that was it. My time management lesson. I sort of had to blow through it pretty quickly because I wanted for you guys to see fully what they would get to do. Leading it, like they would have a post assessment as well, and it would ask, similar to the questions they had beforehand, but like, do they think that a time management system will actually help them? Do they think they now have the skills to be able to make a time management system on their own? Things like that. So as well as then we would track the data of GPA and referrals for stress management, things like that. So hopefully you enjoyed my lesson, and sorry it was so long.